Hello everyone and welcome back guys to F1 2020. It's finally race week. I'm very excited to be jumping into the Australian Grand Prix this weekend. But today we are here with the first part of the weekend, in air quotes. I know it's only Monday, but still I'm just really
excited
for the new season, where today we're going to be jumping back into F1 Fantasy. Now, I made a few videos on this mode, or say mode, this website last year. And this year around, I really want to try and jump in and make more consistent content on it. So obviously, if you guys do play F1 Fantasy as well, we'll get a league set up in this video. There'll be links down below, obviously, for the code to join in as well. But yeah, this time around in F1 2020, you can set up the 3 teams for the new season. So I'm probably going to set up my sort of personal team, my favourite team, my team that I think is going to do best, my risky team, and then we might set up another one, depending on how we feel as well. But yeah, obviously my main team will be the focus of this series. Obviously, it's a really fun way for me to interact with you guys, everything like that. See who does better than me, see who does worse, and everything like that. So obviously, if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, and you do get yourself involved in a league, make sure as well you click that subscribe button just below as well. But let's jump in then and create our team. Just like last year, we've got 100 million to play with. However, having a look at some of the costs, it looks like there's been a bit of moving around in terms of the prices for certain drivers. Lewis Hamilton, 31.3 million is certainly going to be quite difficult to score, well, quite difficult to justify in your team. But let's have a look then. So we're going to probably start, we need obviously a top driver in the car first of all. Now obviously I've made a few predictions ready for 2020 as well. I'm probably going to be basing a lot of my decisions off those. Now for me, this is my personal team. Hamilton is 31.3 million. I've still got to put him in the car. I just have to. I'm a Hamilton fan. You guys know that. He's got to go in our car. So we're down to 68 million. I'm going to get a team put in next. Now, I apologise to everyone for this, but it's probably going to have to happen. We're going to have to go Racing Point here. They just seem too promising to refuse. Now, really for me, it's a toss-up between either Racing Point or Mclaren. Racing Point's got 12.2% of the vote. McLaren's got 19.4%. I've seen a lot of people going Racing Point, but it is actually less common. So we're going to go with Racing Point. That is our first 2 picks made. So we now got 58.6 million to sort out 4 more drivers. We can afford to probably get 1 extra top driver in there, and then 3 midfielders. So let's have a look then. Now, Max Verstappen is, in my opinion, probably going to be second in the World Drivers' Championship. It's either going to be him or Bottas. But yeah, we've got 4 more drivers, an average of 14.7 million. So we're really looking at around Ricciardo and Sainz. Straight off the bat, Sergio Perez, he's in over half of people's rosters. So I'm going to have to go with Sergio, just because I think really with how strong Racing Point are looking this year, you've kind of got to be mad not to at this point. I'm also really, I don't want to go Renault. I just don't think they're going to be good enough this year. The 2 teams I'm aiming to avoid are probably going to be Renault and Haas. However, I'm really tempted to put George Russell in there, but I just don't have enough faith in Williams just yet. So we'll have a look at some other drivers as well. Right, who do we want to go with? I'm going to say Albon is probably quite a good choice, and that gives us 14.5 million for our last 2 drivers there. We could do Sainz and Ocon. We could do Norris and Sainz. We could do Ricciardo and Ocon. Let's go Sainz. So we've got 13.5 million, so the best driver we can still afford is Esteban Ocon. Now, do we think he's going to outscore Lando Norris? I'm not so sure, in all honesty. We've got, so if I go with Lando Norris, we've got 2 million to spare. Could I get someone better? I could get Vettel instead of Albon. Or I could get, I want to keep Perez in there. Perez and Hamilton are my 2 locked down. I think, well, we'll get rid of these 3 quickly and see who else we can get. If I go Verstappen, that gives us 23.2 million. We can get Norris, and we can also get either Raikkonen, we could get Gasly. Kvyat, I feel, is very underlooked as well in this. But we got 11.7 million, so the best person we could afford actually now would be Gasly. So I'm going to get rid of Norris quickly. Spend a bit more on Ricciardo. That gives us 9.1 million. So I've already said I want to try and avoid the Haas drivers. I don't have enough faith in Lance Stroll to actually be able to do anything this year. I feel like he's going to have a good car underneath him, but I just don't feel like he's a strong enough choice. I don't really want to get any of these bottom... Anyone below Perez, I just don't really want in the team, in all honesty. But we got 9.1. If I get rid of Ricciardo, I suppose... Let's have a look. We could get Ocon and Gasly. Oh, it's so difficult to choose who you want. I'm happy with the 3 I've got locked in, I think, at the end of the day. But I'm still going to get 2 more drivers in. I could go with Sainz and then go Giovinazzi or something like that. That gives me no money whatsoever. I think we're just going to have to make a call here. I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to get rid of you quickly. We've got 23.2 million. I am going to go with... do I want to go with a 3rd top driver and go with Albon and then pick someone? No, I can't. Can I afford Albon? I can't afford Albon. I cannot afford Albon. Albon's out of the question. I don't know why I don't know why I thought I could afford Albon there at the end. 2 more drivers, 11.6 million. Let's go. We're gonna have to stick with Sainz. I think he's just too strong in the midfield. And then we got 7.7 million. We could go with Giovinazzi. I've said no. I've said no to this at the beginning. I'm going to stick George Russell in there. We've got 1.8 million to spare. We've got Hamilton. We've got Perez. We've got Verstappen. We've got Sainz. And we've got George Russell, as well as Racing Point. Could we get a slightly better team now? We can't afford another team instead. So we're going to go like that. Who is going to be my turbo? It's got to be Perez, I think, at the end of the day. And my favourite team is Mercedes. Obviously, that doesn't make any difference in terms of the fantasy. It just allows you to, obviously, it puts you in their league as well, that team's league as well. So this is obviously going to be an entire series, Matt212's league. It's obviously going to be open, so any of you are more than welcome to join. We've got 3, I'm going to allow anyone with 3 teams to join, you may as well. And obviously it's going to be from Australia to Abu Dhabi. So that is going to be all set up. There is our code. I'll obviously put that down in the description as well for you guys. Make sure you do get yourself joined. Obviously, you hopefully, depending on how badly or how close to badly you do as me, you should be able to see yourself as well in these... Oh, excuse me, in these videos. So, we've got 2 more teams as well that we can put in. We have no more teams. Let's create another team then. This one is going to be a bit more... What's that button? I don't know. Obviously, this one we can be a bit more creative with. We're going to be a bit flexible with this one. And just go with some balls to the wall if something crazy happened in the sport. So I'm going to go both Ferraris. We're going to go team-wise. We're going to say AlphaTauri. We're going to go Albon. Where's Albon in all of this? So we've got 20.5 million for 2 drivers. We are going to go... I just can't afford those 2. I'm going to go Raikkonen, and I'm going to go Kvyat. So we've got both Ferraris, the ex-Ferrari driver, and then the Red Bull of Alexander Albon, the AlphaTauri of Kvyat, and then obviously AlphaTauri as well. That actually used up more of my budget than the other one. That's sort of a bit of my meme team. We'll see how that all goes. We can only have these 2 as our turbo. So we're going to go with Kvyat. And then last but not least, we got 1 more to go. Now this one, I saw someone do this on Twitter, and I thought, that's a really interesting experiment to see how well they do. So this is going to be my complete whitewash team that I can't see scoring ever. Or if they do, it's going to be really quite odd to see what they can score. We are going to go with constructors. We're going to go with Williams. So, you might be thinking, well, Matt, you're just throwing away your 3rd slot. However, I'm praying that we see some sort of miracle, you know, like German Grand Prix V2, Kubica scores a point, and we end up with a miracle in that sense. We've used less than half our budget, but that is going to be our sort of experiment team for this championship. I'm going to rename this one Matt's Experiment Team. So we'll wait and see how far down the order they finish as well at the end of the season. All of our drivers can be our turbo. George Russell is the best one out of all of them, so he's going to be our turbo driver there. How many teams do you reckon we can set? Too many, I think. So we got Matt's. Let's just change all these names then. We've got Matt's Serious. Ooh, I can't spell. Matt's Serious Team. Matt's. What's this one going to be? Matt's Meme? I feel like meme is the wrong word for it, but I'm going to call it Matt's Meme Team nonetheless. So we've got 3 teams then, ready for the Australian Grand Prix this weekend. Our serious one, which is probably going to be the main focus of this series. Hamilton, Perez, Verstappen, Russell, Sainz. We've then got, obviously, Racing Point as our team there. We've got my Miracle. If either of these two do better than my real one, I'm going to be really disappointed in myself. But we got Leclerc, we got Vettel, we got Albon, we got Kvyat, we got Raikkonen, we got AlphaTauri. And then we've got my experiment team of Latifi, Russell, Grosjean, Magnussen, and Raikkonen there with the Williams. So where can we jump in? So we've obviously got a few of the official F1 leagues. We'll join their YouTube one. How many can I bring in? I can bring in all 3, so we'll lob them all in there. Obviously, this league is basically just focusing on our own league as well at the end of the day. So we've got my joined leagues. So we've got the Mercedes, the UK/Northern Ireland, the Global League, 224 people already signed up. My league, for those of you obviously that want to join, I'm going to lob obviously both my other teams in there as well. So I can't wait to see who could beat me in all of these as well. Like I said, that is our league code. That will be put at the bottom of the video. And yeah, I think that'll do us for this video then, guys. Only a quick one here today. Obviously, if you're new around here and you did go on to enjoy, get yourself subscribed, even if you just want to see how well these teams do. Obviously, like the video as well. It really does help me out. If you didn't like the video, you know where that button is as well. But thank you all so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next time, hopefully next week, after the Australian Grand Prix.